What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to this episode of the Rakish Rovers. We really appreciate you guys joining us here. As always, my name's Tom Quinn, resident dungeon master here at Modern Myth. But I know it's these beautiful faces you're here to see today.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Well, you too.
To
be fair.
I have a feeling there was like
Yeah.
8 subs just then.
Yeah.
Pretty good feeling. No, we are going to be diving straight in, but one important announcement that I actually meant to do on the last episode, but better late than never. We have our first official sponsor here at the Rakish Rovers.
Oh, boy.
Which is why we're sipping on Rakish Rovers Red. And that's courtesy of Dead Reckoning Brewing Company right here in beautiful Colorado. So thank you so much, Dead Reckoning Brewing Company, the sponsor of this video, and hopefully many more adventures to come.
Smells like Dead Reckoning.
Cheers.
So dead.
But
So
it reckons.
I don't think they want us to just use the word dead.
Yeah,
Oh.
no, that's not a winner.
I didn't get a script, so I'm just flying
No.
solo here.
Thank you guys so much. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you.
But without further ado, we are going to jump right back in, unless.
But before we get completely into it, I'm cutting off a DM. I don't care. I'm a player character. Hey, we've always enjoyed so much the support that we've been getting. I'll make this super fast. Please continue to drop the likes. It's been awesome. Subscribe if you're not already a member of the Myth Modern. Well, what are we? We don't have a name yet.
Someone, Helnico suggested Mo Mythers.
We'll go with it for now. Mo Mythers, comments, hit the belly thingy. And for those of you who wish to contribute to our alcohol fund, head on over to patreon.com/modmyth.
Shameless.
Did I get it right?
Shameless.
Absolutely.
No, I do that every time in split screen.
Nailed it.
Oh, yeah.
You nailed it.
I'm getting,
Absolutely
practice makes perfect.
You crush it.
I mean-
For interrupting me, you're still going to die this.
Sweet. Next character.
You will.
Wait, this is your character.
Yep.
That brings a lot of questions.
You need to be very careful.
I
sir.
do. My wife character. I might never mind.
All right, we're going to jump right back in.
Yeah.
Coming off of last episode, the Rovers had pushed their way out of the old smugglers' tunnels that had been corrupted by Sirkar's dark energy. They had faced down a few of their own nightmares whilst there, but as they broke back to the surface, they found themselves in kind of the war-torn central plaza of this kind of ancient civilization, the Grand Ziggurat kind of looming overhead, the 2 smaller ziggurats off to either side, and a just cataclysm of snakemen battling snakemen, deciding that they were going to take things on the down low. An upcast of invisibility from young Astaire.
Hi. I'm a girl now.
Allows them to sneak their way across, but a 6 intelligent Celt ends
Don't
up.
hold up my picture and blame it on him. He learned his lesson. He's only done it like 3 times.
Did you?
A 6 intelligence Celt decides to do a little bit of casting whilst invisible and kind of popping into existence, grabbing the attention of a number of snakemen. And that is essentially where we're going to pick up Josh, who is currently piloting Aster, or in this case, Astaire, is still invisible and skulking their way toward the ziggurat to examine the potential entrance. And you are kind of creeping pretty close to the broader regiment of snakemen, kind of the only real, what appears to be official military element. And with that, we're jumping right back in where we have both Cass and Celt visible and engaged with a number of snakemen combatants. And I need an initiative right out of the gate here, ladies and gentlemen.
Why, certainly.
Time to roll my first crit miss.
Good.
Hey, it was not. That's exciting.
19. 13.
I have 12.
What's Astaire packing?
Heat.
Heat.
17.
Always. 17.
Mhm.
Not bad.
Anyone else want to contribute to the initiative?
Everyone else.
We all
already
did.
contributed.
Welcome to the game.
This is going to be a very bad session.
As it happens, though, a flurry of steel coming from Katarina to end last session, and that's where we pick up. The snakemen retort in kind as two more join the fray, and you guys find yourself now properly engaged. 4 snakemen having fully surrounded you, each of them unleashing 2 attacks. As 2 against Katarina. Sorry, I'm just going to use the original
That's so
names.
fine.
Sorry, guys. That's just the way it's going to be.
Dang it.
2 against Katarina. You guys can use them all you want.
Yay.
2 against Katarina, 2 against Kel.
They won't confuse the people at home at all.
Not even a little bit. The first 2 against Katarina, the blade still whirring coming off of your attack, managed to parry off both of those attacks.
Can I do a thingy?
You can do whatever you want.
Can I do a thingy?
Do a thingy.
Do a thing.
Do the thingy.
I would like to repost.
Okay.
It's pronounced
Um,
Rypust.
Yes, I will do the dice thing.
First,
I gotta do
first you
the-
got to do the thing, sweetie.
Okay, so is this just a 1 hit attack? Okay.
Yeah.
And it's with Valor? Okay, that's
Well, that's your
oh,
main
it is.
hand, so
it's my main hand.
presumably.
And this is Valor,
Presumably.
right? I gotta get Valor right.
Mm-hmm.
Come on,
You don't
Valor.
wanna- you don't want to piss off Valor.
No.
No.
Ooh.
And this-
Plus 10, so 24.
24 will hit.
Okay, I would like to use that other stuff.
What does that mean?
Sneak
What does
attack.
it all mean?
Jesus.
Sneak attack? Is that the one? Sorry, I'm gonna keep that. Hey, am I doing this right?
You're doing great.
Thanks.
No, you're doing it. No.
Okay, alright, so, alright.
She's just
Damage.
figured out rogue.
The glint
Sneak attack.
of the curved blade coming overhead, parrying off to the side and kind
What's
of
strong one?
raking it around. You secure an opening as you kind of drive the tip of his blade down to the ground, kind of a thrust upward as you bring the blade up, and you watch as it kind of digs in, kind of just below the arch of the rib cage. You can go ahead and roll as it rakes its way up.
Oh, that's brutal.
Alright, well that's good stuff.
Mm.
6.
Oof. What?
28.
Plus,
Math.
Plus math.
I believe it's a plus 6.
Damn. Plus
Oh yes.
6.
So 34.
You watch as it kind of cleaving upwards. You can see kind of a butterflying of tissue along the rib cage as it kind of skips off of the precipice of the ribs, kind of lurching up. You watch as it splits the bottom jaw, and you can see that kind of just the end of the forked tongue kind of spirals off into the air.
Ooh.
Its head kind of arches back. You can see a hand kind of desperately clinging to the sword, the other going down to kind of begin scooping entrail back up into the body. You watch as it kind of hunches, very nearly dead, but you can see kind of doing everything it can to remain on its feet. Do you have anything else to do on its turn?
Right?
Jeez.
Jeez.
Can I say something?
Oh, I mean, it was badass enough.
Okay.
I'll grant you if you've got, but you better make it count now. You better make it count.
She's gonna. Well, it's not very cat-like. But
Well,
whatever.
You are.
Well, you're not really
cat.
You're
a cat.
Cass. Though I'm still
Cass.
gonna use
She will kind of like lean over him, just kind of like exert her dominance. Serious. And just kind of like.
Ooh, as the words tumble into existence in that space, this kind of dominant position, you watch as kind of the snake man glancing up, and you can see kind of there's already a certain kind of animalistic deadness or just this deadpan nature to their eyes. They're not particularly expressive creatures. But you can see kind of a sneer stretch across his face, and the other three that are around you can hear kind of an audible as this kind of hiss rolls in the back of their throats, which ushers in the next two strikes.
Let's solve that problem.
First one against Kel is going to be a miss off of the shield. The second one, just one higher, does find purchase. I love when I actually hit. It's so sweet.
I don't care.
Don't get used to it.
The first one, as you kind of raise the shield, it raking down, but raising that shield, and now that you've kind of been closed in around the other one, just a thrust, and you feel kind of a sharp pain dig in to kind of your, I guess you call it like your right kidney area. You feel kind of a
Arg.
Hey, go with it.
Yeah. So my character did. So my character did.
for 10 slashing damage.
Ouch.
You can feel kind of what initially is kind of a bloom of warmth as blood begins coursing in. Immediately then as kind of the dry air that's kind of flowing through here begins to evaporate that moisture off. It kind of moves from this warmth to this cold chill that clings to your under tunic or whatever Kel wears underneath his.
I
know
So
it's generally nothing.
Nothing.
It's-
Because that gets in the way of getting naked.
That's why there's a stench. That's
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's
Play
I don't-
feels
I
like
don't- I don't
hockey
know.
here.
Yeah.
You mean my manly musk?
He's got a hockey bag full of all of his kit.
Never wash it.
Ever.
Oh, that's
Um,
delicious.
The
Oh, God.
4 attacks loose, and next high on Anish, I believe, was coming over Katarina's way.
19. Okay,
Okay.
so there's 2 on me and 2 on him.
Yep, I mean, but you guys are back to back, so you're both engaged by all 4 technically.
Okay.
You have been properly surrounded, albeit one of them is actively trying to shovel his small intestine back into his cavity.
All right, I'm gonna wail on the folks. I'm gonna do. I just want to get rid of this guy in front of me. So maybe one attack on him and one on the other guy on the pond. Attack me.
Sure.
All right.
You actually have 3 attacks.
Well,
Well,
I do.
you- and on your attack action, you get an extra attack, but since you dual wield, you get 4 total attacks.
4
Oh,
total.
4.
So I'll do 2 on the hurt guy. No, 1 on
Yeah.
the hurt guy.
No.
3 on the other.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. And you don't necessarily even have to decide them in this moment. You actually have that flexibility. But opening up the first strike against the hurt guy, who
I guess I'll start here. Ooh, yeah, 28.
seems pretty ineffectual in his ability to dodge at the moment. You can see kind of like gets part of it in as like another linguine handful kind of spilling out past his fingers. And you watch as kind of the blade even dropping to the ground as
Just rip open more.
putting his entrails back becomes more important. In fact, I don't even need you to roll damage as he begins shoveling with his 1 hit point, kind of
Death.
raising the blade up.
Can I just,
Yeah.
A
Just
just
forehead.
the blade catches the sunlight just so that anyone in the area kind of flinches, and as their vision returns to them, they watch as the headless corpse falls to its knees and then slumps over, the head kind of lingering in the air in kind of a twist, a spray of blood as it kind of topples off beside the creature. You hear another growling hiss coming from the other 3, and you can see now that the 5th, who have already made note of you, is actively making their way over. They're still probably about 20 feet or so out.
Okay. She will smirk and look over at the next one, her next prey. All right, here's
Her
Lightbringer.
next prey. She
I like
says.
it.
Here comes Lightbringer with the offhand.
Not so much. 18.
I thought we were talking like
It's
Nat
not
1
bad,
territory.
though.
Looping around, ching, the blade arcing down, a cascade of embers kind of dancing off of it as it courses downward. A step back and a flit of its own blade kind of parrying off to the side. You see kind of sparks dance off of the stone underfoot as your blade clatters off of the ground. It's going to be a miss.
That's okay. That is high.
Are they wearing plate?
Well, welcome to... Nope, but they lied, baby.
Oh, gotcha. That's fair. That's fair.
That's okay. I'll keep.
Also, welcome to being fucking higher than level 10.
Hooray!
No, I don't have a +1. They don't get +1s.
All right, I'll keep slashing at him then.
Okay,
All right.
so this is second attack.
Second attack.
Or I
did
should say
simultaneously. So
double
there goes.
attack. Ooh, both blades ringing out.
There you go.
Ouch! Ouch!
Oh,
Ouch!
never roll them together. Sorry,
No.
they've been very.
They do not
naughty.
like that at
They
all.
do not like to be
No.
rolled together.
So I missed on both of those.
Oh, no
The-
sneak attack.
The follow-up
No, it's
blade
okay.
kind of thrusting forward, and you can see kind of a jut off to the side. Its blade kind of raking down to the hilt of yours, and finding enough purchase to kind of twist it. You can feel a wince of pain in your wrist as he kind of twists it around. And he will use a reaction.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. This is going to happen sooner or later.
Yep.
The twist, you are at 18, I believe?
19 hits. So. Well, I have 19 here.
19. Sorry, I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to short you, man. You feel that wince as the second blade kind of cutting across overhead. But you are also no slouch on your feet. Kind of taking a leap back, having to relinquish the blade momentarily as it kind of twists. You watch as the blade kind of, all of that torque begins twisting it around. Kind of a dive back as the blade finds nothing but air, lurching back out with your hand, kind of catching the blade midair, and you poise yourself for the next round of combat. Anything else you got?
I'm gonna just stay back to back with Cal. Should we move this to a better area? After you, dear.
All right. That was coming in at 19. You
17.
observe
I'm a sneaky badger.
something. Not yet. Give me a second. You're it's coming.
What?
As you now kind of your distance pretty equally split. The door kind of lying off this direction.
Okay.
This regiment that has kind of assembled here. You watch as kind of an out of breath snake man. In fact, running kind of would be running on all fours, though you can see he's kind of nursing a wounded arm, but you can see kind of running on all threes, and at a serious clip, kind of you watch kind of scuffing in a cloud of dust kicking up. Captain, you're going to want to see this. He turns back and kind of ushering on, and you watch as a fairly robust, very dark scaled, borderline black, this kind of onyxy shimmer, and initially you would assume potentially face painted. From this distance, that very likely is your assumption. A stark white contrast of face paint to a human, a very skull-like looking, albeit strangely kind of humanoid, even in the skull pattern. Not what you would imagine one of these snakemen's skulls look like. You watch as he turns and kind of gives a whistle. Come on then! And turning back, and he reaches a hand out, and you watch as a small portion of that begin pushing off. And you can see now that the runner heading back in the direction of the courtyard that you departed your friends.
Okay. So, a large section is going that way?
Not insubstantial. You would guess maybe 60.
Towards them.
Towards them.
Is the captain joining them?
Yes.
Is he in the
He
front?
is leading them.
Oh, this sucks.
Astaire thought to herself.
Sorry, that was the internet. This is not a small.
No.
I don't like being wizard. Can I just like stand in front of things and get hit? I like that better.
You should try it. You haven't tried it with the wizard yet.
Actually, she does have a pretty baller AC. I could make it somewhat decent tank, but
You're just gonna dive into the 60.
You're not
No,
very
no.
safe. No way.
I activate my power as many times as I can.
Shit. I need a diversion.
That ear-splitting bass, by the way, was Josh Drummond.
I am so sorry, people. Okay.
But it is.
Yeah. I figured that I'm all by myself.
All by yourself.
I'm a big boy. Is there anywhere I can hide?
Sure, there's plenty of places. There are a couple of stands of jungle, kind of curated jungle space. The obelisks that are nearby, both of which would be within 30 feet of you. Seeing as you're invisible and
how far away is how far away is like the captain normally?
From where you were standing, they were probably between 40, 50 feet away, and the doorway for you was probably about another 50, 60 feet away. So, I mean, pretty similar. But now as they're moving kind of off to your right, they're going to kind of move down that lane. At this point, they're probably 30 feet or so is where he is. And there is a mass of men. And again, very organized. Like you can immediately recognize that this is a group who have some military training or they're at least an organized force.
I'm gonna try something stupid. Okay. I can only cast one spell. Is Misty Step a spell? So I can't do it on my movement. Okay, so I have to do something.
I'm pretty sure the ruling specifically is if you cast a spell with your bonus action, you can only use a cantrip with your action.
So
That's the actual.
So I can use a cantrip.
Yeah, you can always use a cantrip. But I believe what you're talking about the
I'm using a
dual
Misty
spell.
Step. If I could use a Misty Step and Fireball, that'd be
Well, because
baller.
your Misty Step is what kind of an action is it?
It's a bonus, second level.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then yes, yeah, it would be that and then cantrip. That's the specific wording because there's all sorts of.
You have prestidigitation, right? I will sing you now a song. The wheels on the bus go round and round. Round and round. Can I make myself louder with prestidigitation?
I think is it that or minor?
You create an instantaneous, harmless sensory effect with several sparks.
I don't know that you could make yourself
minor
louder.
illusion does.
I think you could. I mean, create.
Or it's thaumaturgy that does that.
Yeah,
One of them.
thaumaturgy that does it. Okay.
No,
I
but
need
I
Misty Step.
have used minor illusion before to mimic other people's voices or.
Oh, no doubt,
create
yeah.
creative-
Oh,
No doubt.
can I create? Okay. Press with minor illusion. As a cantrip, can I create like a godlike voice, like a super, you mortals there, kind of a thing?
I don't see why you couldn't. So
Okay.
Let me hear what it is.
So, if I do that, I'll become visible, right?
Yes.
Casting spell. Yep.
Actually, I don't. But if I'm hidden already before I cast a spell, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna go and I don't even need Misty Step anymore. I'll go where I'll hide somewhere, so I'm hiding from the.
Where do you want to hide? You got probably.
I want the best hiding spot.
Probably the undergrowth in some of the curated jungle spaces
Okay.
would be your most obscured from all sources, if that's what you're after.
Right.
You could hide behind the obelisk from this group, but you're exposed on 3 other sides.
Right,
So
right.
that's up to you.
But as long as I'm hidden from the main force, that's all I care about.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll go there.
Where?
Hang on, which one was it? There's 2 places.
Jungle?
The undergrowth.
The jungle is where you could more or less squat in that undergrowth.
Yeah.
And again, pretty much be obscured from most any
Right.
onlookers. The obelisk, which is there's a line of these obelisks which stands there.
I'm gonna
You
go to
hide
the
behind
jungle.
that. Okay.
Is it how far away is it?
Like I said, each one was probably, the obelisk is probably about 20 feet. The jungle space is probably about 30.
All right, so I'll go there and I'll hide.
Okay.
And I'll cast Minor Illusion.
Hide as in you're just ducking, not a hide action.
I will take the hide action.
Oh, okay.
Oh, but I can't cast Prestidigitation.
That's true. Wizard life.
Action.
I have to get their attention. You're gonna get fucking murdered.
Thank you.
They are marching.
You're correct.
All right, I will. No, fuck Prestidigitation. Let's do Fireball. I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna kneel. And I'm gonna cast Fireball, and I'm gonna go into full cover. And I'm going to make sure the captain is in the radius of Fireball.
All right.
Okay, let's do it. Sorry if I kill Aster.
Ducking into the brush, a torrent of flame begins sculpting in the air. In fact, you a couple times have to like blow a couple of the ferns nearby that kind of start igniting,
No one's here.
unleashing.
It's gonna have to be 4th level because I'm not at 3rd level spell slots.
Oh, upcasting. Okay, unleashing a ball of flame which lurches out. You can see kind of marching over in that direction. The runner who came in and informed them at this point has booked it. You can see is kind of far beyond. It kind of comes tearing out of the brush, and you watch as a cluster, maybe 15 or 20 heads, kind of turn at the sound of this roar. Just before detonation, you watch as this group is kind of engulfed. You essentially half the group, including the captain.
All right, roll to see if they have to do a 17 dex save.
All right, I will do captain first. Captain will fail.
Nice.
The group will fail.
All right.
All right.
Riggedy rag.
All right. So
You got
it
this.
is plus 1d4 plus love. What is Fireball? 96.
96 plus 1.
Okay.
Plus 1d4.
Plus 1d4.
Never forget.
1,
Never
2, 3,
forget.
4, 5, 6,
Make
7,
sure they're the right d6s.
8.
Though, I'm just saying.
9. I got a red one in there. We're fine. And then 1d4. I'll get the red one. We're fine. For those of you at home, I'm colorblind, so it's really hard for me to tell. All right.
There's one red one in here.
Hey, I got a red one. So it's one that rolled the lowest. Roll the lowest, by the way, is the red one.
Oh, but you got some purple.
Actually, this is pretty.
All
dope.
of you color-seeing idiots don't know anything about dice, is what he's saying.
Jesus.
18, 23 plus 8.
What? You've got a
31.
dice caddy?
36, 9.
Yeah.
40,
You should you should go with the 7 on
41.
this.
41.
41.
41.
Golly gee
4.
willikers. Hot
You
damn.
watch as the mass of heads turn, kind of a perplexed look on their face, and from your vantage, and actually kind of with you guys back to back, you are likely the only one who sees this. You're more
I'm
facing
sure
the.
we feel the wave of.
Oh well, there's definitely a plume of heat that washes over, but you just watch as a series of bodies just become black, silhouetted against the white inferno
Mushroom
that
cloud.
engulfs it, and as it kind of burns down, you can see a number of figures kind of limping out. You can see kind of flames actively kind of crackling off of them. Some figures like actively trying to put it out. I'm sorry, the total was 41.
41.
41. Yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
This might be a record for damage. I don't know how many people got hit in that thing.
A total of 28.
28 people,
28 individuals,
including the captain.
including the captain.
Oh my god.
Wizard's fun sometimes.
Are-
I take back
are
every
they,
bad
like,
thing
gone?
I ever said.
You can see that
Little stick legs.
the ranged, the archer portion of that regiment. Now, keeping in mind that this engulfed half of the unit that's moving, so there's still another 30 figures that weren't included in the blast. You watch as they actively begin putting the flames out, tending to their injured comrades. But you can see that of those 29, 11 of them are just outright gone. They just don't exist any longer. The remaining 18, including the captain, seem in various states of injury, but not insignificant casualties inflicted. You can see kind of this having expelled its way across the captain's head. His kind of eyes have honed in on that portion of the jungle, his glancing kind of back to the small courtyard area, which again now at this point are visible to you. You can see this force that was just engulfed. Again, you probably glancing over your shoulder when you felt your own like skin blistering on the back of your neck. But looking over, you can you watch as one of the snakemen who's performing what seems to be sort of an arcane CPR. You can see kind of washing their hands over.
Oh, he's dead.
You watch as they kind of give the effort up, and turning upward, you can see kind of the more kind of lithe and slender features of what is pretty definitively a female, so a snake woman, I suppose you would say, as she kind of screams out, kind of just up to the heavens. You can hear this. Just, I mean, a cacophony of groans and moans and agony. But she
God,
kind
I
of
just kill people I shouldn't kill.
turning up.
He's laying this on thick.
You
Yeah,
can
you know.
hear a scream, Sirkar! And you watch as she kind of raising her hand up, a arc of lightning kind of firing up it into the heavens. And you can see kind of a rumble kind of cascade through the heavens as she gets up, kind of nursing her own injuries, limping back. And you can see that the captain kind of raising his hand, a group gathering around him, and begins giving some hand gestures in your direction and some hand gestures off into your direction as well.
Did that Sirkar sound like it was damning him or compelling him to aid her?
Calling him.
Give me an insight check.
Oh.
Dear God. I am notorious for killing people I shouldn't kill, by the way. It's like my
That's
MO.
what I'm curious.
Remember when you blew up Alpha?
Who?
Oh.
See?
I don't
The robot.
What robot?
Oh, you're proficient in insight. That's great.
Yeah.
22.
Hey.
22.
Yeah.
Damning.
Oh, so
No.
these are Siramal's fighters.
You
Oh
would
shit. I mean,
The-
oh dang.
what you hear come out, and even through Kel's ears, Katarina is highly trained in reading people and inflection.
God damn it, I just murdered.
You
God damn
have
it.
the immediate sense that that the tone that she had was cursing this incursion that has been taking this place.
Way to go, me. Murdering more friendly people.
I just want to say, I do think you're right. I think it was a record for damage.
Nice, man.
I mean, we can tally it up, but
No.
I mean,
How would you know?
29 times 41.
You would
I
never
don't know.
have known. They don't wear insignia. We didn't know. It's okay.
For what
No,
it's
it's-
worth,
Every time I have a chance.
for what
It's
it's
like,
worth, I liked your first instinct. That was really good.
thanks. Let's move on with the game. I'm just gonna be over here trying to figure out what the fuck I'm gonna do.
Oops.
No, this is not an oops situation. I think I can cast invisibility and not show myself for a very long time as you guys try not to.
Oh god.
You cast invisibility, you see the rustling of foliage just running in the other direction, and you never see Aster again. That's a hell of a write out.
All right, just you and me, Cal.
With that, I believe that's going to be over to Kelt.
I think the incoming regiment are actually friendlies. Let's take out these Sirkar followers.
I hate you so much, Tom.
I didn't do anything.
You did everything. I hate you so
I
much.
did nothing and everything. All right, we're
you,
both
Tom.
right. We're both right.
Oh, I
You're
hate
both
you
right.
so much. You did this on purpose.
Oh, and so we just decimated them. Is that?
We fucking murdered our reinforcements.
All right. Well,
Well, we didn't know. It's not like they bear insignia, so
true.
what can you do?
True.
You can't feel too bad about it.
I don't.
I know.
I won't
I
remember
know
this in 2
Cass
seconds.
had it in their
Who are
heart
the snake people?
to help us out. So let's get
Oh.
after it. I don't attack. I just
You
block
prepare for
and I
Tunnel
and
fighter.
I tunnel fighter.
Welcome to being the tank.
That's what I'm doing.
Make sure you're in the
Um,
best position. when that's
Yeah,
done.
I guess I'll actually like swing Katarina around so she's kind of behind me and
Can't do
try
that.
and
You can't.
Well, you could swing your own
Yes.
position.
well, I will swing my
around.
own position.
But-
so
but-
I'm
I don't know what you mean by behind you. You guys are already back to back. So
well. So they're are we fully surrounded still? Because I felt like there was a couple that were
minus the
murdered.
one who just was decapitated.
Okay, well, I'm
but-
gonna put myself between the majority of them and
Okay. So you got two kind of attacking from one side and
Yeah.
one from the other, kind of pivoting and taking up a more guarded position.
are
You-
they 15 plus feet?
No, they're right on you.
Okay, so
Yeah.
they're okay.
Turning, kind of slamming the shield down. And there is a strange, just this bastion sense of like nothing can, I mean, when you are in that position, it's like nothing can, I mean, literally you can kind of go like this. You feel your shoulders kind of tense up and hold everything, in place. You have the shield, you have the spear, and you can just get rattled. And it's like, so. I mean, there's something almost intoxicating about posturing up, and it's more feeling your muscles go through years and years of training as a soldier, training in the Crown's Talon, training. I mean, it's almost this reflexive thing that you have access to in his body, but it takes very little encouragement. It's almost like breathing to some extent. And as you posture up, you have this fortified sense that really is an emboldening feeling. Anything else?
I will shout Siramal
Okay.
and
How?
like loudly and manly, of course.
I don't.
You're gonna make okay.
I don't know what that sounds like. Especially through your mouth, through Kel's body.
I know. I always sound like okay.
That's tough.
Wait for it. Hold on, everyone.
Hold on.
Everyone.
Hold on.
Everyone.
Siramal!
Yay!
Pretty good.
I feel bolstered. Yay!
Thanks, guys. Thanks. I did things. I said
A
things.
quick question, and when the people we were fighting witnessed what just happened. Were they emboldened, or were they kind of like shook up?
I mean, I think everyone who was a party to that was caught off guard. So certainly there was some of that. But I think that mostly they're thoroughly engaged with you. You know, we're talking on a 6-second interval that for them it was likely a glance.
Fair.
and just trying to stay. I mean, they just watched their friend or ally at least become decapitated. So I think that they're reasonably occupied. But with that, we are back to the top of Anish, which is going to be the Snakeman as the 5th joins, which is 4 again.
Wait, he
because you've
comes into
already killed
range? Is that right?
Can I poke him?
one. He will enter your range. In fact, he's charging up on you to fill that gap, kind of. And
You're
he even
right.
leaps, kind of leaping up and over the.
Please kebab
As
him.
the decapitated one hits the ground, kind of springing up and over, your spidey senses tingle. Your tunnel fighting, sentry, polearm mastery,
All the things.
the unholy trinity of
The Holy Trinity.
Whole arm
I think.
powers.
Like,
Watch
Wrong.
you, watch
It
I
is-
am
it
the
is
holiest of Trinities.
extremely frowned upon to allow this combination.
tingling, leaping in that direction. You whir around and go ahead and fire off your it's a reaction.
This is with the line tooth spear. So it's plus 9, 21.
21, whirring around, kind of
Skewer.
Yeah.
back to back. The two of you kind of doing this kind of pivot, almost a waltz
It's like we've
of
done this
death
before.
that's kind of unfolding around you. You guys are actually holding your own really well, given everything that's transpiring. As you pivot around, that spear jutting out finds full purchase. Kind of, you watch as kind of two hands have both of the blades raised overhead, about to come down on Katarina as you lurch out. Go ahead and hit me with some damage.
It's just a dice 6, right? This is spear damage.
Yeah, well, sorry. I'm still processing. I murdered half of our friends.
He's having PTSD.
What's going on?
Okay,
tunnel
1d6
fighter?
plus 5. I got it. Okay. 4 plus 5, 9.
9 damage.
9 damage.
But he
And
has stopped.
You watch as
it stopped.
the spear kind of lurching out, and you watch as the arms and legs kind of kicking forward as the spear digs into the torso, kind of driving its way in. You feel the heavy thud jolt down into your elbow of spear meeting spinal cord as he just lurches to a stop. Kind of the weight of him is a little more than you're prepared to bear, so you kind of allow his momentum to lower him to the ground right on top of the decapitated friendly along his side.
Squish.
Right.
But for 9 damage, correct?
Yes. Heck yeah.
A jutting or ripping the spear back out, you see kind of a geyser of blood spill out onto his friend's corpse below him as he kind of sneers, snapping his teeth in your direction. But unfortunately, that does keep him out of range of the crew, so he doesn't get to continue his attack. Though the remaining 3, the 2, one who is still engaged with Katarina.
Can I? Oh,
Yeah, it's
what-
not a reaction.
Can I? I want to make a
If it-
poke.
Do it.
If it hits. Yeah, that's the key.
Okay.
He does.
Excellent.
He damn near crits.
I mean,
but
dangity doodly, but also I'm gonna hit this.
Can I uncanny dodge?
Yes, it can.
the spear lurching out, you watch as he kind of a spinning roll kind of goes into what would have been a back fist if he was unarmed, but raking the blade around behind him. This kind of lateral cut towards Katarina, and you are uncanny dodging them. We'll take 15 damage down to 8 slashing damage as you kind of lurch backwards, the blade fully poised. I mean, like what could have been a very deep laceration to the throat area, kind of a jump backwards, and you feel kind of the bottom of your chin kind of flay down.
Oh, come on.
A torrent of blood kind of pouring down your chest, and kind of reaching up, you kind of see a pool of it in your hand and realize that despite the unnaturally quick acrobatics and lithe movements, you manage to slip some of that damage. The second coming Katarina's direction will also be a hit.
They get to hit too?
No.
No. Okay.
That-
Only one reaction.
And I only have one. We only have one reaction.
Yep.
Period. Okay,
Yep.
so I can't.
That's going to be for 10 slashing damage.
Ouch. Sorry.
The last of the three who has postured up with Kel
So 2 of them hit. Wait.
rips a red wetness me.
Against me, though?
I only had
hopefully?
1 guy on me and 2 on him.
Well, you're engaged with. You were
Oh.
engaged with all 4.
They all just decided to just gang up on me then. Okay. Fine.
Well, you just cut the head off of their
Yeah.
good buddy, good pal.
That's the problem.
Maybe. That's true. You do tend to draw attention.
Yeah.
have no doubt they're
Their
super
friends.
powerful.
When you murder their friends. That's what happens.
Where they're at now, relative to you, is your
60 feet.
Wait, hang on.
Oh,
Are you
that's okay.
attacking Cat or me?
the third one is attacking you, and it was a crit.
Yeah, but it's a disadvantage because I'm blocking.
Yeah, what's up?
You know. What?
Yeah, what's up?
You
What's up?
know how.
You know what?
I do.
And plus, she's wearing armor where you can't crit no matter what. There's a shield.
Oh, that's right.
She didn't know that.
I do.
Actually, second will still be a hit, though. Not a crit, though. You do mitigate the crit. I was shuffling the deck and everything, damn it.
Get out of here
You're
with
so
your deck.
ready.
Also,
Ready. Go with
game
it.
mastery, critical hit cards.
How old is
Hey,
that shit?
Very.
Hey, you know what? We're never going to catch sponsorship from Paizo or any of the... I don't know who makes this, but it's for Pathfinder. Anyways. All right. But still an unleashing for 14 slashing damage as it rakes across, glinting across the top of that shield.
13 years.
And you feel 13. Nice. You feel another wound opening up. You can kind of now feel kind of the sopping moisture of your own blood beginning to soak into
no one makes me bleed my own blood.
beginning to soak into your undergarments. With that, we jump
We've
over
established that
to
there are no undergarments.
Katarina. There's
On Cal.
for this.
Well, that's what we've got.
Assume on the
Mine
lady
was
full.
my
All right.
chin falling off.
It's literally just pouring down your barren skin and pooling in your boots. If that works better for you.
Just kidding. So sorry.
That's good. Over to Katarina. Top of the finish.
Okay,
Or
so...
not top of the finish. Not even close. It's
Way
Katarina.
to fuck it up, DM.
Okay. You know, whatever.
I'm sorry,
you
I'm a little salty.
Little salty.
I'm a little salty.
I feel like the fucking up track record is still like I'm pretty safe right now.
I hate you so much right now.
Okay, so if I understand the lay of the land, we are in the center of this plaza, and there are 4 snake men on us. Are there any more incoming?
As of right now, there are not.
Okay.
The initial 5 that engaged with you, these are them. Though again, this is when we are under a microscope here. The more you
Yeah,
zoom
it's
out,
everywhere.
there's tons of stuff going on. So, given your level of exposure, anything could happen on a turn-by-turn basis. But
So-
right now, the ones who are clearly engaged and you don't see a quick surroundings check, any additional moving to engage along.
Okay. So the ziggurats to the north? South? I mean, 'cause it doesn't really matter. But it's just,
More or less, it would be north of you guys from here. Yes.
and then the force that just got hit was also to the north?
From you guys also to the north, because they were
Like kind
more or
of
less coming from.
parallel the ziggurat? Or...
Yeah, if you can envision where you guys are in this kind of real small courtyard, a couple of these smaller buildings that due north, there is a series of these obelisks that actually make. There's actually paired obelisks, but you guys are outside of that. That would be the kind of your main entryway to
yes.
to the ziggurats. But so they are traveling down that main entryway, which will then they can cut into the courtyard that you are in. But both them and all of the ziggurats, including the main ziggurat, are all north of you. Just by nature of their movement, they would presumably be a little northeast, I guess you could say, this force. But for all intents and purposes, everything of major interest right now is north of you.
Now, Aster took off towards the side of the ziggurat, is that right?
Yeah, and that would be heading kind of the northwestern route around there. The cut into the underbrush took her like due west, basically, into
Okay,
a small
so she-
thicket
okay.
of jungle, and that's where you basically watched the fireball travel laterally from west to east, just as the force kind of was coming around from one of those obelisks, and that's where you watched that.
Okay.
Hopefully that gives everyone a
I
picture of
think I have a better feel. So I have to attack them for them to not have opportunity attacks on me, right?
yes.
Okay. Then I will do that on all three.
Or if you're just
Four,
looking to leave, you can
three.
just disengage. That's an option.
Well, I mean, might
Just-
as well throw in a few hits before you do.
Yes. I won't say no to that.
Now one of them is not in my range, correct?
One of them is not. The one that she stopped is just out of your range
Okay.
without moving.
Then I will try to hit. I guess the one that is most directly on me. I'll hit him twice.
Okay.
Because the other two are more on Kel's side, right? Like I can.
All three of the
I
four
know they're all
are
kind of-
actively engaging. Like you're engaged by all three.
Okay, so. Okay, well, whatever. I'll sling on the main guy next to me.
Okay.
And then I will do one each to the other two. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Just for fun.
That makes perfect
Just for
sense.
funsies. All right, Valor.
So, open up with first two.
Valor first. Valor doesn't like me today. Lightbringer, do you love me?
Following up with the strike from Lightbringer. Valor lashing
Missed the dice tray.
out. What?
I'm not used to metal dice. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh man, once you
It's a
go
weight
back.
thing. It's a weight thing.
Oh my god, I rolled the same thing that last turn.
All right.
Ouch. Okay.
You can see kind of the emboldened presence of having some reinforcements, and possibly there's something to be said for
Wait, they
what.
Shut
are
up.
one? I just asked that.
Well,
Your
that's just in this moment. I mean, he just dodged 2 attacks. Like that's as emboldened as I'm likely to get this round. So you watch this kind of the first blade. He kind of lurches back. The second ducking underneath, and you can see kind of the splaying of both blades, prepared to unleash a little bit more. Now, I know you said you were attacking the other two, but
Can I change my mind?
technically you're into a new attack,
I'm
so you
mad at
can
him.
declare whatever you want.
No.
Declare.
You can hear kind of a
Wait,
As-
I don't have to hit him for this to take effect, do I?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
Then I will continue with my plan.
okay.
Oh, you're talking about.
Wait, you have a plan?
Swap
I have a
okay.
plan.
Holy
Cat
crap!
has a plan.
I'm so fucked. Usually, you guys.
My
just
plan is to
bumbling
launch
along.
fireballs into big crowds.
You should upcast
You
a
know
second
you
time
always
and
wanted
just see if
to.
you can finish them all.
Civilians.
I'm almost tempted to,
Do it.
so there's no witnesses.
I will be the only.
I
one
am
to
now
carry my
chaotic
shame.
evil. I made a big
Did
change.
you hear a voice upon doing that? I'm just kidding.
Well, we'll have to wait till my turn.
No, but I'm really
We'll have to wait till my turn.
We will have to wait till his turn.
This is actually, this could be fun. This could be really fun.
Oh boy.
I've been
oh boy.
processing
I mean,
how to
I
handle
can tell
this.
you, Aster probably would have heard some of them. Just a little. Okay. Yes. All right. So Valor on the next one. 21.
21 will hit.
Okay. Can I do that sneak thing? The sneak attack.
Sneak
Unleashing the
attack.
sweet,
That sneak
sweet
thing?
sneak
Can I do that
attack.
The sneak thing.
That's sneak thing.
Gotta sneak it. Sometimes you gotta
Remember
sneak
the
it.
name.
That's
It's sneak attack.
Oh, I'm calling
Sneak
them super
attack?
dice, by the way.
Super dice.
Super
I
dice.
can't say superiority would
Just-
save my life.
Super dice.
Super dice and sneak dice.
That's sneak thing. Okay.
Jeez, that's a lot
It's
of
so
dice.
satisfying.
It
Oh my
is.
land. Okay. Alright. So 12, 18, 19, 24 plus 6 is 30.
30 damage, and this is coming off of Valor.
Valor.
You watch as kind of the pale glow of Valor, and this is the new target, correct?
The
You
new
have
target.
switched targets, yeah.
I'm still gonna look back at him and go,
You give him a sneer, and it's kind of like
There's
that
Aster.
no look pass. Like if you were playing basketball, where like you look this way but you pass that way.
Basically.
So you turn to give him a sneer. and
This
just
is
kind of,
supposed to be you.
you just jab out that direction, and the other guy who's like waiting to see his friend's response is just like shit. Like he watches the just a jut to the eye, and you see kind of just an eruption of blood as he's like and so that's Valor.
So that's a thing that happens.
All right, after the sneer, I'm gonna bring her down on the third guy.
You get the sense that the third guy's not planning on falling for that same bullshit.
Whatever. I don't know. I'm too fast. I'm like lightning. Ish.
Ish.
19.
19 of this.
Oh.
So they have
There's
28
a threshold.
speed.
Holy.
That's stupid. That is stupid.
Wow.
Okay, well, he didn't fall for it.
You go like like you just do a couple of head fakes, and you watch as he's already taken like 3 steps back, and the blade is just kind of like and he just kind of gives you a look like a really kind of a
Really?
no, all of them kind of sneering, chittering their teeth, and fully prepared to give as good as they're getting.
Fine.
Anything else?
Fine. Yes.
Yes.
Thanks. Wait, did I lose my bonus that way? Nope. Okay. I will well, I'm hurting, dear, so I will be leaving. Feel free to follow me.
Kindly fuck off, please, and
Please,
Feel
free to join me.
I'm glad you're leaving because I'm right behind you.
Okay. I will disengage. Or I guess I don't have to.
you've already
Okay,
essentially
okay.
essentially disengaged.
Then I will book it. I think I'm gonna head off in Aster's direction-ish, but I don't really know where she ended up, I don't think. So
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think you probably saw the direction that the fireball came from,
yeah.
but that would be about it.
Okay.
So okay.
So I will head that way as quick as I can go. Oh, I
Okay.
can dash. I don't have to disengage. I can dash, but I don't know if I will.
You can absolutely dash. You don't. Need
Oh
to
yeah, I
disengage.
guess you have your bonus. Jesus, rogue.
Robot.
Sorry,
Especially
dashing?
rogue modified.
How far did Aster?
Two
well,
weapon
I
attack.
guess. So nice. I would have no way of knowing where that fireball came from, right?
Yeah, I mean, you have an idea of the direction, but in terms of actual distance.
So, how far away was that side door? You said 70 yards, right?
Yes, assuming that was communicated to you via the arcane eye, which I'm assuming.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Most
Pretty sure it
everything.
was. Come back to us, man.
What?
You seem lost in this like
Oh,
turmoil.
yeah.
He's,
I have a lot to process here.
he's contemplating what's.
I'm just
transpiring.
waiting till my next turn,
Okay.
and it's constantly
I'm
changing.
just gonna head that way, and then I will not use dash because I think I will do dash that way.
Okay. Just booking it. Kind of. You feel the brush of Katarina kind of raking along your spoiler as she blows by. You see a couple of the snakemen kind of lashing out ineffectually, just the sheer speed. She throws him the bird as she goes by, blitzing off in the direction that you saw the fireball coming from.
How's the one looking that I did it?
He is looking not in great shape. Yeah, his eyes ruptured. That's what started anyways. So there's that, it's
Walked right into that
he's
one.
mostly screaming and clutching the eye. So, how
It's
combat
in my
effective he
eye,
is in the moment is
Occupational hazard.
is
Especially being around us.
Tell you.
questionable. As we jump back over, you can see that the captain, who is still kind of barking out orders, he raises a hand towards a a small contingent, most of which you anyways have been doing what they can to maintain the health of those who have not been killed outright but have been injured by the blasts. You can see that all manner of incantations begin spooling up, and you can see, in fact, that same rumble, the snake woman who cried out, and that kind of lightning that arced up, that same rumble, you feel the first heavy drops of rain, more and more, and it's not long before a level of precipitation that Faerun does not generally see, certainly this portion of it, but you can see that kind of these figures who you can see kind of mottled flesh and scale that have been burned. As that rain kind of begins pouring down, you can see that tissue kind of begin repairing itself, and many of the casters in this contingent, notably, you couldn't say exclusively, but a large subset of them seem to be female. And as they are going through these castings, you can see them kind of laying hands on, and kind of the bloom of light as you watch snake men and women who incurred damage kind of being brought back to fighting status. You watch another subset kind of tearing off in the direction where your skirmish was taking place. In fact, as you begin booking in Aster's direction, you can see that this group, which is probably about 12, a portion of them kind of break off to head you off, and there's probably about 8 of them, and you can see kind of blades drawn. They are wielding something much more akin to like a glaive almost. Definitely two-handed. You can see kind of this long hooked blade on the end of it, and kind of charging forward. You watch as they kind of skittering to a halt, lowering their blades down. You can see kind of the bat of tongue as this group moves to do what they can to surround you. A couple of them creating this barrier, one in particular kind of lowering down that glaive. Not a step further. And kind of glancing, you can see a little nervous about the brush over, off to their right. And you can see 3 or 4 of these glaives have kind of been leveled in your direction. A few more commands coming from the captain as we pivot over. Crouched in the brush,
Right.
You witness the inferno, the silhouette of these blackened matchstick figures kind of reeling amidst the flame. There is a flit in your mind, and you hear a cry. A war priest for the red. You watch as he's actively attempting to drag a man who is screaming. He's missing both of his legs. You watch as 2 crossbow bolts find the chest of this war priest. He kind of looking down collapses, and his arm kind of reaching out to you before a third kind of finding purchase below the eye socket. And you watch as it kind of pins his jaw down in this grotesque fashion as he slumps over. The ground soaked with blood, just a pool of red that you and your men are kind of trudging forward through. The sky almost mourning the events that are transpiring. This kind of blood moon just crusting over the bastion of Fort Hill, and you can hear a voice you recognize fairly well at this moment.
You gotta be kidding me.
You need more?
Maybe. No, go ahead. Once you start talking, I'll sneeze.
Oh, thank you.
That's pretty much how it's gonna go.
I see you now. You're not the child I thought you were.
God damn it.
Remind you of home much. I regret the loss. One misstep. That's all it takes. One step closer to my control of this place. I thank you.
And kind of as that just dithers into a roll of thunder overhead, you can hear more screams of men pleading for some attention, and just the horror being exacted upon kind of the very clear violations of the rules of engagement as you watch priest after priest desperately fighting their way from the lines that you guys have established, trying to drag these men out, and you watch one after the other kind of mowed down by the heavy crossbow fortifications. All of that kind of draws back as you watch the flame kind of subside, and you then see this scene play out, and in that moment you kind of return back to the present.
Don't feel bad about what must be done. Power does not know good or evil.
That rings in your ear as you make your next decision.
Esther. Hiding. I'll start clutching. This isn't real. This isn't real. It's a dream. This is a dream again. This is a dream.
Give me a wisdom save.
Crit.
Witness her.
Witness me. I almost didn't want to succeed on this.
The flood of Kel just subsuming this form, albeit it's this child or teenager.
Yeah, touch yourself.
But by your standards, certainly just this, and it feels completely right to just break down, to just lose it in this moment. But as you find yourself lost, just completely abandoned by everything, not having, there's no pillar to lean on, there's no tether to reach for, you feel kind of a gentle warmth as though a hand was placed on your shoulder, as though very delicate arms have placed themselves around you. And both the rumbling thunder voice and the whisper seem to fade to kind of the soft, soothing sounds as you kind of open your eyes, clutching at your, just clutching at yourself. You watch as kind of the dithering, batting wings of a single glowing moth just ever so delicately moves through the junglescape until it's beyond your sight, and a sense of resolve washes over you. And in that resolve, You do what?
Oh, that's happening. I'm so sorry. People, the internet. I'm
Right.
so sorry.
Bless you.
Action to sneeze. Bonus action for the second. Interaction.
Interaction. That's a bonus action. At least.
All right. Who's next on the initiative?
What the heck is yeah? Oh my god!
I feel like maybe you're allergic to killing friendly snake.
All right, yeah. Tell Astaire. Well, like, my eyes are watering so bad I have to close one eye. Well, like, shake. All right. Okay. And I'll cast invisibility just on myself, and just watch and hang out.
Okay.
And wait to see what happens.
Okay.
Does it?
Good gracious.
I know it's technically still on your turn, but I think I'm counting that as the reaction.
I'm pretty sure.
All right.
Okay, babe.
I might have to go one else here. Just
You feel a dampening of.
Oh my god.
It's a
I'll
new,
be back. I'm
new
so sorry.
record.
Record.
Record level.
That sucks. I'm sorry.
We're gonna pivot on over to Kelt, who's in the clutches of 3 snakemen. Though you watch as a group of about 6 other snakemen are kind of charging in your direction.
I kind of look like a badass because I'm surrounded by a couple
Right?
of dead bodies, and there's.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
I didn't do it, but
Well, you got kind of one stuck on your spear, so.
that's true.
Shake off.
Are they approaching, or am I doing my turn as normal?
I mean, they're definitely approaching, but it's you can see them. They're probably about 15 feet out at this point.
Okay. I'm engaged by all of them, correct? They are on
Yep.
my person.
You're engaged by 3. And I just want to be clear, the snakemen that you see who are approaching are from the unit the captain sent them your direction. So.
Okay. I'm gonna go with my gut here. I will block and tunnel fighter.
Anything else?
I still have opportunity, right? If I try to walk away.
Yes.
And that's 4 attacks right now.
3. The 4th you've kept at out of range with your spear.
How far away are the reinforcements? 15.
The snake men that are moving on your position are only about 15 feet away at this point. The broader unit that is there, they're probably about 45 feet or so, 50 feet.
And how far? And they're where Cass is. They are 30 some odd feet. Did she dash to get over to the?
Yeah, she dashed. So they're probably about 50 feet as well. Just that's a bit of a V pattern towards the main force versus towards Katarina, who dashed over in Nasty's direction.
I just don't want to take all that damage.
What you doing?
I guess I'll just. Sorry.
No, you're good.
I wish I could give advice.
I know.
Yeah, where were you when I massacred half the army?
I don't know.
Letting you role play.
You did
Letting you
it,
role
like,
play.
out of the blue. You were like, I need to do this cool thing. No, I'm gonna fireball.
Well, because what was more effective and distracting? A voice or...
It was pretty distracting.
You
I
did
felt like it.
distract.
I
You
felt
did
like they.
accomplish the
I
goal.
appreciate that.
It served its purpose.
Sure did.
What you
If
doing?
I've got everything engaged, I can still move. So can I just start moving and use my full action to move as close to Cat as possible, or Cass as possible?
Sure.
Let's do it.
Heading off that way, you're going to incur your opportunities.
Yeah.
Oops.
Disadvantage.
Okay, the first will miss. Jess, you feel a rake of blades down your shoulder.
Okay.
Ooh, the second will also miss. You feel two blades. Oops. Come on, crooked dice. Ooh. Come on, baby.
Come on, miss.
Yeah, yay.
18 and a 3. 19 and a 2. Are you kidding
That's
me?
Yes,
disadvantage,
yes.
baby.
It's magical. Okay. So I'm closer to everybody now.
Moving off that direction, though, you can see that the much as Katarina has experienced, that the ones who are actively moving in the opposite direction, as you come upon them, they lower those glaives and they command you to stop, which will stop you about 20 feet or so out as you're moving her direction. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Charging off in Katarina's direction, you now having been stopped by a group, this kind of line that has formed, the tip of that spear, if you can think of this V, the group that kind of fanned off to address you and Katarina and potentially even Aster as they moved that direction, and the remainder of the group that was just pushing down towards this skirmish that was taking place. You can see that they continue piling forward and immediately begin engaging with the snakemen who had you surrounded, and that will take us to the top of initiative as they clash. The engagement that takes place, you watch as the 3 snakemen who had been actively battling you and Katarina, well, fourth, but he was further out of range. You watch as they are rapidly surrounded, though showing absolutely no sign of fear, retreat, what have you. You can see that they continue fighting to what is more or less a rapid end. A dozen or so snakemen, kind of phalanx isn't the right word. There's no shields or anything like that, but this just very organized. You've got the reach of the glaives, and they just kind of slowly close in, and watching kind of these snakemen bat and clang against these. Once they've closed the noose enough, a kind of a unified slashing, and in a matter of moments, those snakemen fall silent. The other ones who have kind of held you at glaive point, I guess you could say, the mass of the rest of the unit beginning to push up. You can see that they arrive a little battered, a little bruised, a little smaller than they were by number a minute ago, but as they come in, you can see now that the captain figure, the only one that you really immediately identify as the captain figure, but just in form alone is pretty imposing. You can see stands probably 6 to 8 inches taller than many of the other snakemen. Again, the most stark feature being just this kind of obsidian black scale for most of his body, which kind of has the slightest green, this almost jade tinge in the right lighting. But what looked to be painted, but as he approaches, you can see very clearly his face is just simply adorned with these very bright pearlescent white scales, almost kind of this permanent war paint kind of looking, and as he moves up along with the rest of the group, he kind of pauses for a moment. You can see his own glaive, though his stature allows him to borderline wield the thing one-handed. And his eyes kind of narrow across the two of you. He kind of glances into the brush, kind of extending the glaive out in either of your direction.
I'll square up. I must speak with you. As a matter of urgency.
Where is the other? She said there would be 3. Cicero told me to be watching and to keep an open mind.
Draw! And you watch as another regiment begins pushing up, kind of arrows
No.
loosening up and drawing out.
Where is the other?
She's young. We simply meant to protect her. Aster?
His head turns in the direction that you are speaking.
Can I hear anything?
I think you can hear all of this. You're not that far.
Can I
You're in the
like
brush.
sneak a little bit closer, and when I get close, I'll drop invisibility.
Okay. You watch as some palm fronds or some ferns, some low growth kind of buckle out of their own accord and kind of as they pull back in.
Well, I kind of wanted it to be like I sneak in there, and then all of a sudden I drop.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
All right.
Still.
Oh, I need a black dice. That one looks good. Plus, are you trained in stealth?
Nope.
That's 7 then.
I mean, I have Dex, I guess, but
Yeah, that's plus 2, so 7.
You watch as the low-hanging brush kind of
so anyway.
Yeah.
flutters momentarily, and you see a few heads turn, and as you kind of step out, doing what you can to kind of creep around to the side, but you can immediately feel a couple of eyes, not so much on you, but on in that direction. You are releasing the visage.
Yeah.
You kind of burst into sight, and you see a few kind of the closest few snakemen kind of flinching backwards as the glaive kind of turns.
Can I pull her to me? Can I?
Sure. The glaive kind of following along. He glances back at the scorched earth that makes up.
There will be atonement for what has transpired here. She may have chose you Sabians. Let her pay her own price.
His eyes very clearly falling over your shoulder to Aster, who stands behind you. His hand going up, and you can hear the creak of bow string
If
pulling
indeed,
taut.
if indeed that is your wish, surely, given your conversations with Cicero, there are more pressing matters. We are at war. I believe we should address those, and then we can discuss internally.
And you, what do you believe?
The glaive pointing in.
Siramal's in trouble. That's why we're here.
His head lowers at the mention of the name.
We're here to help her. So are you.
Yes.
right?
Yes. I would hear from the fire-headed Sapien.
I'm just, I don't know what's going on. All right.
Give me a performance check as you do this.
Sorry, it might be more realistic because I'm actually have tears right now. Not because I'm in character, but because of my
You're really a hell of an art.
my
role
freaking
player.
allergies, man, are killing me. Performance. I want a showy dice.
The Sapien constitution is not attuned to this
11.
place.
Say your piece.
All I know is that we were conjured here to save this. Oh shit!
You would know.
Sear you all. Did I do it right?
You said a name.
And
His eyes go wide.
you all look the same. No, that's not what I said.
You watch a bunch of eyes narrow. Go. You hear some from the background like, is this motherfucker for real?
No. I'm scared. This is a foreign place. I just want to save it and go back to where we came.
He side eyes, and you can hear kind of the tensioning further of the bow. Your Sapien face is when you think you're about to die.
I hate him so much. Can I roll? How much I hate the DM? How much I hate the DM?
It's
Hawkeye.
you need to reroll,
I
Derek.
reroll. How much I hate the DM? How much I hate the DM?
15.
Above average.
Reasonable amount of hatred.
Hey, if I get a rest, I could help. I'm kind of out of my healing.
I say
batteries.
Cicero informed me that our reinforcements would be unorthodox.
I'm glad.
I hate him.
His,
I hate
his
all this. so
hand
much
kind
right
of
now.
raising up, and you can see that the remainder of the group kind of.
Did I have him barbecued?
But the ones you haven't barbecued.
Are there still wounded?
Speaking of which, you
Or
can make it
are those
delicious.
who were hurting, are they...
There seems to be a very capable contingent of healers who
Okay.
have.
Kel starts
Done
like taking off
mostly what
his
they-
armor.
Don't do that.
Oh, I was just gonna make you some really delicious food that I don't know might just warm your souls to us
There
sapiens.
may be time for joviality and eating soon.
But first, Siramal.
Or Sirkar.
No,
No.
bad Sirkar.
Yeah, no, we're gonna take down Sirkar.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I'm Master. We're gonna take down Sirkar, and we're gonna have happy times with Sir Yamal. Happy
Yeah.
times.
Reaching over his back
May-
and sheathing the blade, you watch as the other ones kind of raising into a
I
less
don't know.
defensive.
I feel like I'm Kel Aster. Like it's hard.
She's sweat. I am Kat. This is my compatriot, Kel.
And I'm Master.
May we have your name, sir?
I am Vasir,
Yes, you.
captain.
Yeah.
Or Sirimol's. What remains of Sirimol's legion.
Jesus Christ.
I believe it would benefit us all to know what you know, what Cicero has told us, or told you.
He informed me that we may be fucked.
Well, you may. And
Yeah,
you
we're
may
go-
not.
We're gonna be all right. We're gonna get through this.
I believe we are. And,
I'm a child. Stop looking at me.
I
really-
believe we have business in there.
You're welcome if you wish to go to the ziggurat, but she will be strongest at nightfall.
Should
When
we
is
wait?
nightfall?
Should we wait till day?
Well, it's like a afternoon.
It's late afternoon. At
I
this
could
point.
use a rest.
Is there a place we might rest while we wait?
Maybe level.
Egregious ask.
Is this what you deal with?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
There may be time, but for the moment, we must secure the complex.
how can we help?
More killing. Let's do it.
We cleared the way for Cicero to make it to the old temple, past the second river. But our resources were stretched thin at the ziggurat. Saralov and Sirkar have found a footing in her palace. They come and go as they please within the walls of that place. Time is of the essence, but her strength grows as the sun sets, as the moon rises. We must fortify the city. There are many who are not touched by Sirkar's dark magic. They must enter by foot. You have the eye. I must see it.
Like, I'm
Inside check.
Mm.
I can't believe I'm doing this one.
No.
Wow.
15.
He gives you no reason to believe he has any ill intent, especially considering probably
Barbecue
you're
house.
all dead right now if he said the word.
Right. All right, then I'll show the. Give a little. Hello.
Just a little peek.
A little flashy flash.
In that moment, you can hear kind of the scurried, hustling, frantic notion of every snakeman in sight as they fall to a knee, kind of their heads dropping to the ground.
Hell yeah.
I vaguely remember the importance of this artifact.
The
How we
seer
cleanse
is
the
the
world.
is the first to rise.
She has chosen you. She is either very wise or very desperate.
Sometime it can be both.
He nods to this. You've seen Cicero in the affirmative so many times.
If you hold the eye, we are at your disposal. We're at your command. I have told you what I can of the ziggurat. We have not entered since Sirkar's men took hold.
This, you mean this temple? This is the. You said Sirkar and another. I didn't recognize Sirkar and someone else.
Saralov. His champion, Sirimol, is not the only to bring arms to bear in this fight.
What do you know?
He's a traitor.
You can see that those around kind of lowering themselves, and you can hear a collective, what almost sounds like the surf breaking on a beach, this collective kind of low grumbling hiss.
He serves Sirimol. I do not know why, but he opened the gate for Siakar to come to this place. You have seen. I know it. It's a look in the eye when you have been touched by his darkness.
Yes.
Tell us how we may be of service.
As he says this, that you've seen anyways, the same runner figure kind of nursing that one arm, kind of
I thought I killed him.
charging up for. No, he was well clear. He was.
He's a resilient fuck.
He's you
Good.
you didn't kill all of your potential
Should
allies.
have. Can I
Should've.
upcast? I got a couple.
As he returns, just in a panic, I cast the
level.
upcast the level 6 fireball on all of them, myself included.
Let's just do this. New characters. All
As he
around.
comes kind of
Everybody's gonna die.
scurrying in, you can see still nursing that arm.
Captain, the east quarter is secure. The commons secure.
You watch as kind of the glaive whirring back out, just kind of tapping him on the shoulder before resheathing it. And you watch as he kind of lowers his head and sprinting back off into a different direction from whence he came.
You said we need to fortify the city. I imagine while we prepare for entering the temple, we simply need an hour.
Maybe like a lot of hours. Like a
I'm
long
afraid
rest.
we don't have the time.
But if we go in at night, it'll be worse. And it's just about. It hasn't turned night yet. We're still early afternoon. So it'd be
No.
best to wait till morning.
Night is
Night will be better.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Fine. An hour
Is
is
that you in there,
fine.
Cal? Oh no.
I hear what I want to hear.
My men have secured some portions of the city.
Is there a place we might prepare ourselves? And anyone who might know this Sir Loth, or be able to help us prepare on how best to defeat him.
I will tell you what I can of Saralov. I do not think the wisest plan is to anticipate defeating him. Sirkar's darkness feeds on the worst of us.
Yeah, we got a taste of
We've
that.
seen as such.
Well, I thought we were supposed to cleanse the area using the eye. Is that not the plan?
If you can return the eye to the serpent's crown, she may have a chance to reclaim this place.
Is that so? Why would we not go for that?
He glances up towards the top of the ziggurat.
It will be a hard road if Sirkar's darkness has infested this place.
I've no doubt about that. But that's how we win.
We've
Not
gotten
wrong.
through the tunnels of the
House,
smuggler's
yes.
den. It wasn't pretty, but we did it.
There's no way but forward.
Very well. Let us make a preparations. Is there a place that you can lead us to that is secure?
My men have secured the commons if you wish to find some respite.
We have some wounds to bind and preparations to make.
We have healers at our disposal, though I do not know how our magic will interact with the Sapien form.
I think we're good on healing.
No, so much.
Oh, gotcha.
That would be most welcome. May Siramal protect us then.
She will.
Right.
I will send Zira to
Zero?
attend to your wounds.
Thank you. That's it. Shall we?
There's something you need of myself or our men. You need but ask.
Do you have any knowledge? Do you have any knowledge of the temple we're of the temple we're going to?
I did.
Alright, he'll ask there. He'll pull out the map. This is what we got so far. Is there any like
Looking over your map, you can see that the Grand Ziggurat is divided essentially into 4 levels, pointing to the base level.
This, the entryway, is a place of worship. The idols, the totems. We have not been in since Yakar has corrupted this place. It's a place for all of us to pay our respects to all of the gods. Moving up from there is the Chancellor's chambers.
okay.
He gestures to a room.
Should be empty,
Okay.
considering the court was murdered upon Siakar's arrival.
Yeah.
Up from there, the looking pools. I cannot say what has come of them, but a good place. Place where Sirimal herself could speak with her high priests, her shaman, those who follow her closely.
Has it been corrupted? Do we know?
We have not gained entrance since Serkar took a hold. Then there is the throne room. She sits atop. That is where she is waiting.
So when it comes to cleansing,
That's where the serpent crown is.
She wears the crown.
She wears it. Okay.
how do we cleanse? Is there a ritual? Do you know?
Bring her the eye.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Deliver the eye.
That makes sense.
So you must go through the bottom levels to get to the top. There's no other entrance.
Is there a secret entrance from the first floor to the last floor? Shoots and ladder
Is
style,
there
baby.
a back or a
Can we
Yeah.
just
Is
climb
there a
to the
back door,
top?
bud?
There is a small series of tubes that exist.
I knew
at
it.
the back of the ziggurat that takes you straight to World 8.
Ah, yes. You got to get the whistle through the pipes. Yes, I know
Right.
that one well.
No, unfortunately, there is.
Oh, okay.
Of course. No.
You perhaps could scale the exterior if that was a consideration, though. Sirkar has powerful casters. They have bombarded our attempts to find entry elsewhere.
I feel going through the entrance would be the best.
Any
When
idea
the
on?
time-
Any idea on the defenses? How many people they've got in there? Have you any notes of?
As I say, there are those who must enter on foot. But those who have tasted his corruption. They come and go as they please. They travel through the darkness.
Is there any combating darkness?
Not that we have found.
When the time comes, will your men assist us in this endeavor? Or is this...
Me and my men are at your disposal.
If we are indeed again fighting against Sakar's forces, I'm sure there will be strength in numbers.
As I say, you say the word. You have the eye. You are the chosen. Far be it from me to disrespect a decision.
I thank you for your faithfulness. Shall we?
He nods, and a small contingent leads you to the commons, which seem to be a mass of these kind of low-slung series of buildings, a place which you would assume served as kind of general housing. You can see some large subset of it sits in rubble at this point, though there are enough of them standing. You can see that they've kind of, to some extent, turned them into field hospitals. You can see that there are healers actively working. A lot of burn victims. Kind of
Really strange. Must be the work of Sakar.
No, that's fine. I could have changed it to ice. That would be weird.
You could have, but you didn't.
I didn't. Well, it's probably good I didn't.
cold-blooded.
And we are to meet Zira. Zira. Sorry, name was to help us.
Zira,
Zira.
I will see to it that she tends to you in any way.
That'd be appreciated. I think we're a little worse for wear.
He nods.
My
and
chin's falling off. I don't know if you can tell.
It's started to kind of scab over, so it's not too
DM, you
This
always
is
attack
D&D.
my face.
It's fine by now.
This is
Makes me
D&D.
sad.
Did you do this? Did you push it back?
You just push back.
Oh, we're good.
It just fixes
fine.
it.
Shall I point?
Fifth edition, you just roll a hit dice. Just go ahead and just heal it. If you did this, then roll a
There you
hit
go.
dice.
Okay.
Sweet.
No, I think that as you guys push into that space, a series of guards posting outside, and you can hear that a number of orders kind of immediately being shouted. Snakemen moving around the complex, actively securing it, but for the time being anyways, a good portion of the fighting that was taking place right in the heart of the city has mellowed tremendously. As you guys kind of take a load off, really for the first time since you've stepped into this space, you find yourself alone and finally in a position to get a full lung full of air,
Long rest.
a moment
Sweet.
to rest.
Long rest.
I know.
You spend as
Well,
much time as you need.
You have
guys
arcane
decide.
recovery, so that
I
will-
do,
that will
but
help.
I have been rather cavalier with my spell slots.
I've noticed.
Well, I'm sorry, I don't have access to nearly fantastical powers very often. So it's-
No, you enjoy those
Hey,
fireballs.
smoke 'em
and
if you got 'em.
massacre our enemies. That's fine. Or our allies. It's cool. I'm just kidding. I love you.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
So-
I need some. This,
yeah, a little healing, but arcane recovery is my big. I need spell slots. Super bad.
I guess I would like to meet Zira and see, what if any healing she and her team could provide.
It's probably about 15 minutes or so from the time that you guys enter. You're able to slough your gear off and just kind of be still for a moment since you arrive, that a figure pushes into the room. She kind of glances the group over.
I was told that I would be providing healing.
Yes. If possible. We've been having a long time.
As have we all. What can I do for you?
Hit points, maybe.
I will. I'm happy to go first. We are uncertain of whether your healing is compatible. Is there any way you can heal us yourself or your team?
She places her hands together, kind of rubbing them almost as if to warm them, and you can see kind of a dull glow on her palms. Her attention flickering on a number of occasions from you to Aster as she places her hands on.
Is this the woman who was crying out?
It does not seem to be.
That's nice.
Was she in the contingent though? Was she in the unit?
I mean, there was so many of them. Placing her hands on. Give me a Constitution save.
Wow, 15.
She places her hands, kind of drawing them back. Where her hands laid, you feel what initially is kind of a warmth, which begins to kind of build to a heat. There's kind of an uncomfortable, this almost like icy hot kind of sensation where it's like, it's hard to say if it feels good or if it's like really like concerning. That begins to kind of swell out from there, and a moment passes and then another where kind of your mind begins racing like, oh, like this could actually really not be good. And as it begins to mellow though, you can kind of feel a general kind of tautening, kind of the lacerations, the wounds, all of that kind of begins pulling itself together into this regenerative kind of state. And you can go ahead and roll a hit dice.
Great. It's not 2-6.
Fighter or rogue?
Well, I'll do all the things. So fighter's bigger, right?
Yeah, I just don't know
what
if
is
he's going to.
You can choose. You can spend it however you want.
Okay.
Is it free?
Mhm.
Nice.
Seriously? Let me... Yes.
Okay, and you can add your con. Well, con modifier.
That's lovely. Okay. After she's finished, can I grab her hands?
She, kind of turning as if to move on to the next task, is caught a little off guard as you take them. And as she turns back to you, you can see that again it's a weird experience because in general, from an expression standpoint, they're pretty emotionless. I mean, they don't have, so much is communicated through eyebrow and facial expression, and so much of that is muted on their faces. But as she turns back, you watch as kind of a fighting back tears and a sneer that speaks to a certain amount of anger as she turns back. You can feel kind of a tug from her hands in yours.
Oh, hold firmly. I understand your anger. I'm very sorry. And we will be victorious.
She pulls her hand free.
Who else needs my services?
I think I'm gonna rely on my hit dice for this one.
Save your energy and your skills for your people. I'm fine.
Aren't you hurting pretty good?
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
Okay.
I can poke you.
She lowers her head, as you've seen
What are you
so
doing?
many times before.
Just hit dice.
And
Oh,
with
we're doing hit dice.
what seems to be nobody requiring more from her, she will turn and leave if no one else has anything.
So we're taking a short rest.
Yeah.
All right.
What's your con?
Do you know where your hit dice situation is?
4.
I usually write it. Let's see. 12. I should be 5d10 and the rest d8.
8.
Does that look right to you?
All right.
Yes.
So that's
That's
latest
what was
greatest.
remaining from.
So that's the latest greatest.
I'm
maybe?
I'm thinking so. If we haven't done a rest since.
You have not rested since you arrived, so
Yeah.
Did we long rest last time? We didn't have a short rest.
the last time that you rested, I believe, was you
In the
short
town.
rested in the planetarium because that killed an hour while you waited for the wyverns to clear out, and then you pushed over to the other. So
Here, let me check again because I should have gotten some
Yeah.
hit dice back.
Yeah, I was just curious.
well, I would say you very likely haven't. You short rested twice prior to this, and I don't think you've long rested.
It's been a while, and I know that I did use some.
As you guys,
Yeah, I think that's right.
Okay.
As you kind of taking a moment to, the hour begins to slink by, and it doesn't seem like an hour, albeit given kind of the non-stop nature of your endeavors, both in the canyon and here in this dreamscape. Sometime after that hour has passed, you simultaneously hear and feel as everything kind of shudders and shakes. You can hear kind of shouts and screams from outside. Another shudder, and you kind of dust and some small stone kind of clattering down from the roof overhead. You hear kind of another shout, "He's here!" and the sounds of people kind of running. The captain kind of bursting in. You can see chest heaving. "We don't have much time. Come." He turns and stepping back out. You can see that the sky has darkened pretty substantially, especially to the north, further beyond the ziggurat, quite a ways further beyond. You can see now that as you step out, in fact, you feel it almost before you acknowledge it, kind of a smattering of raindrops, kind of, and you watch as this massive foot kind of down from the heavens
Is this familiar?
comes. Yes, this foot comes
I
slamming
remember the
down
last time we saw this.
as
Like-
the world
Who is he?
shakes.
Can
Who
I
is
ask the
he?
captain?
He turns back. You can see, for as much as I have noted a lack of emotion, those kind of slivered pupils as wide as you've maybe ever seen on a snake man, and you watch as he kind of two kind of pounds to the chest, and you can see the small contingent that are there, people rushing out of the buildings around them, kind of forming up. "Siaka, he is here!" And a crack of lightning ushers in another rumble, and you watch as kind of with every step you can see, and we're miles away as you watch kind of the toe of this foot kind of smashing down. You watch as kind of heavy black wisps of vapor kind of drawing up, and those dark clouds that seemed more or less normal begin kind of swirling into blackness. And you can see kind of that torrent of energy drawing down above the grand ziggurat. And that, I think, is where we need to end the episode. But thank you guys so much for joining us for this one. And I think we might be seeing the exciting climax to the Dreamscape next session. But that is to be determined. You guys got anything for those beautiful, beautiful people at home?
Oh, thank you for being here.
And
Sorry
stay
for
with
murdering
us.
half of
Hopefully
the
we
innocent
don't-
people.
Yeah, more in the,
You know,
the loss.
I'm just gonna hope there's still enough to deal with the
I
god
hate you
who's
so
in
much.
person. I just hope. No, thank you guys so much for joining us. A very special thanks to Dead Reckoning Brewing Company
Yes.
for sponsoring the Rakish Rovers. That sweet. I got a little buzz going from that Rakish red ale that we've been rocking this entire session. It really actually is phenomenal beer. We're enjoying it very much. But if you guys have nothing else, thank you guys so much for joining us this time. Until next time.
the world
World.
is yours.
Yeah, you did it.
Nice.
Left on it.